Okay, hello everyone. Today we will talk about the extending Journey Builder session 4. So let's give some extra minutes to the people that couldn't join it yet. And let's start in 2 minutes. Okay, so welcome everybody. Today we will talk about the Salesforce Marketing Cloud training series. This is the session 4. The topic is how you can extend Journey Builder using custom activities. Before start, some housekeeping items. So you can send any question through the webinar chat window. Any additional questions around the material presented can be asked in Stack Exchange or Trailblazer community, or you can find the developer documentation. And also all the material that we will be show today and in past 3 sessions, you can find that material under our repository, our Devs United repository in GitHub. And the agenda for today, first of all, we will try to understand what is a Journey Builder custom activity. We will check the prerequisites that you will need to build a custom activity. Then we will check the communication flow and how it works. Also, we will see the structure that you will need to have in your custom activity. We will see how Postmonger framework works between Marketing Cloud and our custom activity. We'll see some code on the backend. We'll check the execute method and how Journey Builder send the payload with the message to our web application. Also, we'll check the data binding, how it works. Lastly, we'll check the support documentation for this presentation. Okay, about me, my name is Agustin Rodriguez Hoptis. I am a senior technical consultant. I have more than 10 years experience on IT, and I started working with Marketing Cloud 5 years ago. So let's start. So what is a Journey Builder custom activity? It's a web application that can be integrated with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And will be invoked by Journey Builder during configuration and execution time. So every time Journey Builder runs for a contact and falls in your custom activity step, Journey Builder it will do an HTTP post to your web application. Journey Builder activities are ideal to extend functionality or provide an extra level of integration with external systems. So the channels that Marketing Cloud has today are email, SMS, push notifications, ads. But what happens when your use case needs to use WhatsApp, for example, or needs to use an external contact center? So for those cases, you can implement a custom activity. So the prerequisites are, first of all, you will need an advanced knowledge building web applications. So the web application can be done in NodeJS, .NET, PHP, any language. You only will need a web application, so it doesn't matter what language you are using. You will need a Marketing Cloud account, of course, and inside your account you will need an install package. Also, it will be good that you have a good understanding of how Journey Builder works. And lastly, the web application should be hosted on a platform that can support SSL. So let's check this thing about the install package inside your Marketing Cloud. I will go to my my browser, and an install package is inside. Okay, I'm here again. Sorry. An install package is configured in the Marketing Cloud account. You can go to the setup. And under platform tools option, you will see the apps option, and there is the install packages. So when you are building a custom activity, or when you need to create a component to integrate with the API, to the Marketing Cloud API, you will need an install package, right? So for this case, put webinar. So the install package will have some components. For this case, for custom activities, you will need to add a component, a Journey Builder custom activity component. And the configuration that Marketing Cloud needs, it's a name that you will use for your custom activity, the name that the activity will have in the canvas inside Journey Builder, a description, a category. So in the canvas, if you go to Journey Builder, you have all the activities, the activities that Marketing Cloud has. And in the install package configuration, you will choose in which section you will want to put your custom activity. In this case, I already have the custom activity configured, and is configured under the messages section. And, and lastly, you will need to put the endpoint, the URL where your web application is hosted, the base URL. So the requirement for this is that your web application needs to be running under an SSL. So that is the first part of a custom activity when you are building a custom activity. Good. So regarding the communication flow, as I mentioned, every time a contact falls into a journey, Journey Builder will process the contact information and will do a post to your web application custom activity. So your web application will receive a payload with some default information and the information that you need, right? That you have configured on your custom activity, and you will respond. Your web application will respond to Journey Builder with a result. So let's see our custom activity. So if we put our custom activity, so we will see that our custom activity has two branches as a result, send and not send. So these branches can be configured on when you are building your custom activity. So depending on your use case and on the logic that you have on your web application, you can have more than one branch. So when we click on your activity, you will see a page, an HTML that exists on your web application, and that is opened in an iframe by Marketing Cloud. So in this case, my custom activity only has one field that is a message. So, okay. So let's check the structure that you will need to in your custom activity. Your website will need an index HTML page that needs to be in the root of the site, and it's used to load the screen where the user will configure the fields. In this case, our HTML page only have one field. Okay. Also, we'll need a config.json file, which will have some metadata to communicate to Marketing Cloud about our custom activity, like the branches that our custom activity will or can respond, and the endpoints for our execute method, for example. Also, we'll need a JS folder where we will host the custom activity.js file, where we will have the main functionality for our index page. Also, we'll need the require.js, that is a plugin to load modules and dependencies like Postmonger. Postmonger is a plugin that will help you to send and receive messages from different iframes that are in different domains. In this case, Marketing Cloud open an iframe open a pop-up with an iframe that is loading our HTML page. So our web application is in a different domain than Marketing Cloud. And lastly, we'll need the images folder, where we will host the icon that we want to show for our custom activity. So if we go to our web application, in this case, I create the web application in .NET. So we have the JS folder, we have the images, the config.js file, and of course, this is a .NET application. We have a controller where is our execute method. So what about this framework, Postmonger? As I say, Postmonger will help us during configuration time to receive messages and send messages to Marketing Cloud. So one of the important message for Marketing Cloud, or for this case, is the ready. The ready message should be invoked once our HTML page is loaded completely. So for this case, we have a simple HTML, but suppose that in this page you have a drop down where you are where you want to show, I don't know, attributes that live on contact builder. So for the process, before send the ready message to Marketing Cloud, you be to be sure that you already load all the possible values for the dropdown. So at that time, you can say to Marketing Cloud, hey, I'm ready. So you will invoke that message, the ready message. Then Marketing Cloud will send you a message to your web application, will send you the init activity message. And that message will contain a payload with some configured data for your custom activity. So you need to be subscribed to that init activity. The Postmonger is a framework for events, right? From one side, someone broadcasts messages, but for the other side, who want to receive that message should be subscribed. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading the questions. For example, React is jQuery. jQuery, yes, should be. It's required because requires JS and Postmonger use jQuery, so you will need it. Should it be clear? Node.js or, for example, React? Probably you can, yes, you can create the web application in React. Yes, of course. So let me continue. The other important message is the update activity. So once you know that the user complete all the required fields, the user will click on done. So at that point, you need to say to Marketing Cloud that your activity was updated, and Marketing Cloud can close the iframe. So that is the Postmonger framework. You can find a lot of documentation inside in internet, but the important methods or messages for this purpose are these three. There is another messages that Marketing Cloud broadcast, but you need to know that you will need to use the ready, the init activity, and the update activity. So what about the execute method in the backend? What you will receive when the contact pass over your custom activity? You will receive a JSON that can be encoded, that also can be encoded in JWT. There is a configuration that you can put on your config.js and say to Marketing Cloud, hey, I want the message on the execute method that encoded in JWT. So the message will have a structure like this. You will have some IDs, some identifiers that Marketing Cloud use, like the journey ID, activity instance ID. You will receive the in arguments. The in arguments will be the data that the user configured on the page, and with the message, with the replacements. We'll see the replacement later, how it works. And the other important thing is this property, key value. The key value is the contact key of the contact that is passing over your custom activity. So let me check. For this case, my execute method doesn't have any logic. The only logic that has is I am posting the same data to a request being to a page that I receive the message, and I can show what I receive. Okay. So as I say, on the message or on any field that you have on your page, you can use some replacement or some data binding. So Marketing Cloud allows you to use some different types of data binding. I want to show you two different types of data binding. One is the event context type. And what is this? The event context. Suppose that we have a journey that the entry source is an API event. So that API event is tied to a data extension. And when we create the entry event with this type, Marketing Cloud assign an event definition key. So with that event definition key, we can personalize data on the message. So for example, if the fire event that we are using has these properties, subscriber key, email address, VIP, first name, event code, we can use any, or we can replace any property in the message with these values. So for example, if we want to put first name, we can put event brackets event dot API event and the event definition key dot the field that we want to replace. And the result will be something like this: hello and the name, the value name. So the other type for data binding is the contact builder. It's using the contact builder context. So you can use any attribute that you have configured on your contact builder. So for this case, we have an attribute group that has two data extensions. One is the journey entry data extension, and the other data extension is the event journey. So in the journey entry data extension, we have the event code, and also we have the event code in the event journey. So we link both data extension with that field. When we are configuring the message on the page, on the configuration page, we can do something like this: brackets contact dot attribute dot the name of the data extension dot the field of the data extension. So the result for this will be the value of the first name in the journey entry data extension and the value of the event name on event journey data extension. So if we go to the account and we check the attribute group, sorry, here we have that model we have on the presentation. So journey entry, these fields, event journey, and some fields related to the event. So of course that we have some data on the event journey. We have 2 records with different event codes and with some information. So let's try our journey. I already have a configured journey. Suppose that, as I mentioned, this is the use case is an invitation for an event. So our event or the people that is invited can be VIP. So if the people is VIP, we send a postcard. Suppose that here we have a custom activity that get the payload posted by Marketing Cloud and send a postcard to this contact. And if the contact is not VIP, we send an email, which will be cheaper, right, than the postcard. So my entry event is an API event. I will copy the event definition key. Let's copy here. And I will go to my Postman, where I already have configured my payload. I will request a token and use it to the authorization. Good. So we are posting the required data for the data extension that we are using on the entry event. I will post this. Okay. And let's wait some minutes for this. So one important thing or one recommendation for when you are building a custom activity is when you receive the data on your execute method, log the data to a file or post the data to a service like request bin, so you can see what Marketing Cloud is posting to your web application. Okay, so the contact should be here right now. Okay, it's on the wait step. Or another thing that I like to do is when I am creating a journey, when I building a journey, the first step I use is a wait step just for with 1 minute, so I can check the contacts that are there waiting for the next activity. So that is the reason why I did this. Okay, let's see if we reload this. What do we have? Okay, still on wait. So here I have opened the request bin page. So this is the same URL that we are using on our backend. So it's supposed that we will receive the request here. Okay, not yet. Okay, still on wait. Yes, we can show the .NET. So here I have some login. I am using log4net just to log to a text file on the server. Then we have the request came on the input stream. I convert this to a string, and then I am using a library to do the post. This is REST sharp, and I'm posting the same exactly the same body or the same payload that Marketing Cloud sent to me. And then my request being always respond and okay. So I'm returning to Marketing Cloud the branch result sent. Okay, and okay, I have a try catch block, not the code, but I think this is just it's not important for for the custom activities, but you can have here anything, right? And the structure, you have the index HTML page, which in this case only have one field, that is the message. The JS folder, where you have the custom activity, where here is where we are using Postmonger, and we are subscribed to the init activity. Remember that Marketing Cloud broadcast the init activity message. So we are saying, okay, when receive activity for this message, I want to invoke or receive the process in this function. Same for the click next, and also we have the render when our window is completely loaded. We are executing the ready message. We are trigger the ready message to Marketing Cloud. And on the save, when the user clicks save, we say to Marketing Cloud, okay, update the activity because I'm ready. The user complete all the required fields, and this is the information that the user complete. So we are retrieving the value from the text area, the field that we have on the front end on the page, and send the information to the payload that we already have and receive on the initialize. Okay. When Marketing Cloud send the init activity, send some data. So when we are ready and the user complete all the form, we add that data to the arguments property. So let's see what happened with our journey. Okay, so the contact already passed over our custom activity, and if we go to request bin, we should have some new data 2 minutes ago, and the message is this. So we receive the same in arguments structure that we save on the save method, arguments, execute in arguments, and we add a property with the message name and the value of the user that the user put on the configuration step. But our user, let me check, our user has some dynamic data configured on the message. So if we create a new version of this journey and we check what we have on the message, we have first name and event name, and we are using binding data. We are saying to Marketing Cloud, okay, in this place, I want to put the first name of the journey entry data extension. That is a data extension that is configured on Contact Builder. And same for event. I want to put the event name of the event journey data extension. So everything is loaded using the contact key, because in Contact Builder, our journey entry is linked by contact key to our field subscriber key. Okay, and then is linked the journey entry with event journey using the event code field. So let's check again the message that we received. So here is the message with the replacements. Here is the key value that the content has, and should be the same that we are using on our payload that we send to Marketing Cloud. Is the contact key one. And lastly, and just to be clear, if we have 100 contacts, you will receive your web application will receive 100 requests on the execute method, one per each contact. So that's the way that Marketing Cloud custom activities works. How bind the data, or we saw two different types of binding data. I think there is two more in the documentation, but probably you will use one of these two. Okay, we have some supporting documentation. There are a lot of documentation on internet, on the developer Salesforce site related to custom activities. Also, there are, if you try to search something on Google, you will find a lot of documentation there. The important thing is that at the end of the day, this is a web application. You need to understand what is the required structure, the file structure that Marketing Cloud expects. You will need the install package configured on your account, and you will need that the web application use an SSL. So for when you are creating a custom activity for testing purpose, you can start doing or using Heroku, which is another service that Salesforce offers. You can create an account, a free account there, and Heroku gives you a server to host your Node.js application, for example, and gives you the web application will be hosted using SSL, so you can use that server for host your custom activity. So that's it for today.
Okay, it looks like there's no more questions, Augustine. If you guys can think of any, feel free to email me. This is Zoe Salish, and I will be happy to answer them for you. I also wanted to let you know about a couple of other webinars that we have coming up if you're interested, and I'll include links to register in the follow-up email. We have one going on the 28th. That's about email marketing during a crisis. And then on the 30th, we have a webinar that we're doing with Log, which is in direct mail distributor. So I'll go ahead and link those in the follow-up email. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.